Oh,
Yes.
we are live.
We are live indeed. Welcome, everybody.
Good evening, everyone, or depending where you are. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Evening.
Good evening. It could be actually anything.
It could be anything from anywhere. How are you all doing today? Let us know in the chat. We should have a live chat. Ooh, I see 21 people are watching. Ooh. We should have a live chat going on. Say hello. You can chat with your fellow potential, maybe future students. Share with us where you are from. Cherry, good evening.
Good evening.
Ooh,
Hello.
So many people.
It's also nice to know where are you from. It's always nice to see countries or cities.
For sure. So if you can tell, oh my gosh, this is so great. What an active chat. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, tell us where you're from. We're curious. Let us know. Maybe you can already tell I'm not from Belgium originally. I see we have something funky going on.
Yes.
Over there. I will get up.
Yeah.
And I will be right back. But in the meantime, everybody tell us where you're from. And you can guess where I'm from, maybe. And I'll give it to Jolene.
I'll maybe start to introduce myself. So my name is Jolie. I work for Digital Arts and Entertainment, of course, as an international coordinator. So that mainly covers like answering all of your questions from the international students, but also like we arrange Erasmus study as well in the third year. Okay, we have a lot of answers coming in.
This is so awesome. Bulgaria, you had people, Jolene.
We hosted some visitors from Bulgaria today, actually students and a partner as well. So
very nice.
Bulgaria, really nice. I love that country.
Oh, Ecuador.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Romania, Belgium, Norway. I was just in Denmark. I would love to go to Norway.
Turkey.
Oh, cool. Slovakia. Really nice. 2 people from Slovakia. Everybody from similar countries. Feel free to chat with each other. Yeah. Some Dutchies, Cyprus, Poland. What a cool. Ooh, Senegal.
Yeah,
cool.
Nice.
Okay, I don't know if we've had a student from Senegal.
I don't know.
We could have in the past. I'm not sure. Yeah. That's awesome.
Germany.
Another one, Cyprus. Okay, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to our online open day from Digital Arts and Entertainment, also called, you probably have heard, DIE. That is the abbreviation for Digital Arts and Entertainment. I know the pronunciation is a bit weird. DIE.
That's how Belgians say it.
Exactly. Where does that come from? My family asks that all the time. But you hear DIE as well. So today you'll hear from myself. My name is Allie, by the way. I'll introduce myself a little bit later. You'll hear from me and also Jolene, who is our international coordinator at DIE, about the process of applying to the school, what the school is all about, our curriculum, our community, and so on. And we'll leave some time at the end as well to answer some questions. I know that it's a big jump to move to another country, to totally de-root yourself and then root yourself here in Belgium. So I understand if you have a lot of questions at the moment. Write them down. Maybe you can just make a notepad on your computer or put them in your phone, and then we'll get to them during the last 15 minutes or so of today's session. Yeah. So with that, I will pass it over to my lovely colleague, Jolene.
All right, so I already introduced myself, and Ali. Yeah, so we have I'll already introduce myself. Silke is available via chat today. So Silke is admission officer. So any questions regarding admissions or application, she can cover and she will reply in the chat. And then we, of course, have Ali. Ali, I think you need to say where you are from.
Yes.
I don't know that yet.
So I am from the United States. originally. I've been living here in Belgium for 5.5 years now. I can't believe it's been that long, but I've really loved living here and working here at Howest and at DIE. I will not say what city I'm from the US. Maybe somebody can guess in the chat.
You can maybe give
I'll give a hint. I'll give a
yeah.
hint. It's on the East Coast. I'm an East Coaster.
And the color is purple.
Yes. Good.
Or is that already
addition? No,
Okay,
that's good. That's
thing.
good. And I'm glad you remember.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
My favorite color.
So my name is Ali Weiss. I'm from the United States. I'm our ethics coordinator and internships coordinator. I also teach a course about career skills, so a bit of personal and professional development, planning, giving and receiving feedback in the games, animation, and visual effects industries, active listening and communication, and so on. So a bunch of personal development things that are important to see in the curriculum, a bit more soft skill oriented, but still really important for this industry.
Okay. All right. So studying in Belgium at Howest University of Applied Sciences. So we, with our program, are part of Howest University. We can go to the next slide. So Belgium is a very, very small country, actually in the heart of Europe. We have different campuses. You can we can skip. Yeah. No, one back. Yeah, thank you. So we are actually located in the east of Belgium, and in the north of Belgium, and we have several campuses. The Digital Art and Entertainment program is hosted in Kortrijk, so the red button is Kortrijk. Besides our program, we have a lot of other programs as well. They are a few of them, 6 of them are also fully taught in English. In total, we have 11,000 students. So yeah, some general facts. Something important they need to know about Howest. I think we covered most of it.
Yeah, I think it's maybe interesting. So we have the number of students, which really has grown over the years. Yes. You see Howest Facts 11,000 students. Within DIE specifically, we have around 1,700 students at this point. Yeah. I teach all of the first year students. So if you come here, I will be teaching you in class, which is awesome. I think it's around, in the beginning of the year, around 800 students, maybe a bit less. Yeah. Of those students, of our entire student body, so that 1,700 number, around 40% of them are international students or so. Yeah. So it's a very international community. Yeah. That's really good to know, I think, if you're considering studying here.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Yeah, of course, Bruges, we have a campus over there. Bruges is very famous, very nice city. They call it the Venice of the North. And Kortrijk is also a nice city. It's a very small city as well. It's the UNESCO Creative City, so a lot of creative things are going on here, including our program, of course. Belgium is actually a really nice country with some really nice cities. I'm a Belgian, but maybe you as an American, I don't know how you experience life here in Belgium.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I'm actually from
you can reveal it.
So, Alex, you are very close. Emma and Cherry, you're both pretty close as well. However, Alex is the closest, definitely by far. I'm from a bigger city in the US, and I first lived in Bruges, actually, when I moved to Belgium, and then I lived in Ghent, and now I live in Kortrijk. So it's been kind of a journey for me in Belgium as well. But I love living here. I really enjoy how walkable everything is. I found that as somebody who's not originally from here, people are quite open. They want to help you. Yeah. And people are just very helpful here. I don't know how to phrase it any differently. I really loved living here. There's plenty to do, especially in Kortrijk. I think it's the perfect size for a student community. It's not too big, but it's also not small in the sense that you would run out of things to do or get bored. There's a lot of things to do here. There's shopping, a couple of really nice museums, and it feels cozy. Yeah. I think that's why I like Kortrijk actually the most out of all the cities that I've lived in.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Okay.
Ghent is wonderful. So is Bruges.
Ghent is magical. Bruges as well.
Yeah,
Kortrijk is nice.
I just think the difference with Kortrijk is it's really got a community feeling, and I think that might be as a function of the size. Yeah. I don't know, but I've really loved it here, so I think you'll love it too. Bruges is beautiful.
Indeed, of cybersecurity. Indeed.
Bruges still has the old buildings. I used to teach in the Bruges buildings of Howest, actually. I have really fond memories there. But this, it's a bit of a different campus structure than the one in Bruges. All right, we'll move on.
So in Kortrijk, we have 4 campuses in total. If you follow the Digital Arts and Entertainment track, you will have classes in 3 different campuses. Our main hub is the Level, is the picture in the middle. That's a really nice building. Actually, we should add some extra pictures of the inside because that's more impressive than the outside. And you will also have like classes in the other campuses. Especially the Penta, the one in the right, is one of our newest buildings. And their bigger classes are mostly giving in the first year for like bigger students groups because we have big auditoria over there. I think that's it.
So maybe one thing to mention about so you'll see on the left, the square. I actually just came from the square. I work there 1 day a week. I love working there, actually. The square is another building that you will have DIE classes at. So really the hub, we like to say, is the Level, which is the picture, of course, in the middle. That's where we are now. That's where most of your classes will be. On the right, you see the Penta that Jolien mentioned. You'll have some of your bigger, more auditorium classes. For example, applied math and physics. That's definitely going to be, I would say, at the Penta. My class is actually at the Penta because it's for all of the first year students. The picture you see on the left is the square. So the square is one of our campus buildings. It is quite outside of the city center, I would say, of Kortrijk. So around a 15-minute bike ride from the Level. From the train station, it's a really quick it's an easy route because it's just one biking path from the train station to the square. Yeah. From the train station, I think it would take about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. Just to let you know that maybe in the first year you could have classes at the square, could be a possibility, more so in your second year. But with that in mind, it's definitely handy to have a bike.
That's also what Belgians do. We bike everywhere. We have a question, how far are the campuses from each other? So most of our campuses are like in the city center. Only the square, like Ellie mentioned, is a little farther along actually. So it's from the city center, 15 minutes.
I would say 15 minutes, maybe if you're not used to biking so much, because I was not. As an American. So as an American, I was not used to biking. I would say maximum 20 minutes if you're a bit of a slow biker, or you're just getting used to it, which is totally fine. Also, when you start studying here during the kickoff week, which you, of course, would have more information about, we will share all the information with you about renting bikes. Yeah.
And we even have you can attend classes of how to ride a bike for students who can't ride a bike. So.
Yes, that's very true. Or I know some students, for mobility reasons as well, they take an electric scooter. That's possible too. I've seen some students walk to and from. I really wouldn't recommend that because it takes a lot. It takes almost an hour, really.
And especially in the winter, it's in the winter we have rainy weather often, so I don't think that's really nice then to do the walk.
Yeah. Somebody said 6 minutes. Oh, from between the Penta and the Level. I thought you biked from the Level to the square, and I was impressed.
They already have accommodation, I think. And
cool. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep on going.
Yes. All right. Some key figures. A lot has already been mentioned already. So our program, we hosted it already since 2006. We were actually one of the first universities to have a program in gaming and VFX. We are a public school, so that means we don't have any entrance exam at all. So the only things you need is like your diploma of high school and an English proficiency test. So these two things are the only requirements we have. It's a 3-year bachelor program. We'll dive more in the program a little bit later. We have 6 different majors. Ali mentioned it. 1,700 students are enrolled in our program, and we have a lot of international students. We have a team of about almost 90 people, so it's also a very international team. We have teachers coming from everywhere, actually.
Mexico, Macedonia, Germany, the Netherlands,
everywhere. So that's also really nice. And the last one, the international focus, already mentioned it. We here have a very international approach. We have a lot of international students, but we do offer like a lot of opportunities to go abroad as well. Friday we go with the second years and the first years to an exhibition in the Netherlands. We have a study trip yearly to the US. You can go on an international study with one of our partners, so there are a lot of options. Culture of learning. So we have it's a very dense program. So we only have like 3 years of classes, and actually the first 2 years are like a combination of theory classes, and then also of course like the software learning and getting into the different programs. But it's pretty dense, I think.
Yeah,
we have
I think.
To say
I see Cherry's comment. Only thing I heard, it's a lot of work. I'm gonna turn the camera back to us for a second. So I always try to like find the line between being transparent and not scaring potential students, because I really don't want to do that. I think if this is something that you want to do and you feel passionate about, please go for it. But with that in mind, I think it really does you a service to be transparent as well. With the coursework and the course load, as Cherry mentions, it is a very it's a course curriculum that's very high, I would say, in workload. So with that in mind, planning is really important. And making a planning already from the beginning of the semester in the fall. We also have a study coach that can help you follow up with your planning. But I think, and maybe it's a little bit biased because I teach the course about career skills, but a planning is everything when it comes to the curriculum. Otherwise, it can snowball a bit with the amount of work. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind from the beginning. I also get a lot of questions from students. Can I keep up my hobbies? Can I continue to like work on the side even? Can I do things and the answer is yes. But realistically, probably a bit less. Yeah. And also the planning is crucial. You can always ask for help there, but it is a lot of work. So that's just...
I think you have to keep in mind, like you have 20 up to 25 hours of classes, and you have to at least you will have 20 hours of work aside your classes, like working on assignments, preparing for your exams and combination of that. So that means you need like 50 hours a week. Yeah.
I think the estimates that I get from students, it's anywhere, I think, between 50 and 70.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really on the high end.
That's high.
Of the spectrum. Yeah. So take those numbers with a grain of salt. It could be different for you. But it's true that you say we have 25 class hours, contact hours, but then you are expected to work on the assignments apart from that.
Yeah, I think it's maybe also important to highlight why is it so dense. Our program is we are only allowed to have 3 years of program. So our bachelor needs to consists of 3 years, and a lot of our schools that offer the same program in other countries do it in 4 years. Yeah. So that means it's pretty intense.
Yeah, and I see so many. It's so great that everybody in the chat that knows
is already
so much.
Aware. Yeah, it's
this
crazy.
Is so great. I don't think I've ever, seriously, in like the years that I've been doing this, crazy. I don't think I've ever seen such informed participants.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
Thank you. People are talking about clubs already. And I think that's great. And it also ties into this. We'll get to this a bit later. But with the workload being what it is, that is why we put so much effort, or at least it's a part of it, in the community and the events that we have and the clubs that we offer and study nights, for example. We'll talk about it later. But every Thursday evening, you can come here to the campus. You can study together, work on your assignments. There's feedback rooms. So it's we've really put a lot of effort as well into your mental well-being and the opportunity to study together and be together and not in your dorm behind a screen.
Silke is mentioning I don't even have to be here. Sherry knows all the answers to the questions.
Yeah, but it's this is amazing. So thank you.
Okay. In the end, maybe we can highlight something more about the portfolio. So a portfolio, especially in the industry, you would in the industry of gaming, is more important than actually your diploma. Of course, your diploma is also important. But we here work together on your portfolio in your second and third year.
So what's interesting is the animation and visual effects degree programs or majors at DIE actually include portfolio as a course within the curriculum, which is definitely valuable. For the other majors, I also coordinate the internships at DIE along with my colleagues, Peter Jan and Dries, and we give workshops about portfolio as well. Sometimes I invite one of my colleagues who, to be honest, knows a lot more about creating a nice visual portfolio. He shares his 2 cents, which is super valuable. And throughout the years, we'll give workshops, and you can always ask your teachers for help as well. We have a portfolio review evening every year, and we invite industry professionals to come and take a look at your portfolio, give feedback. So that's definitely really valuable.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Our student population. So I already mentioned it. We have a very international. We can have a look if Senegal.
I know.
South Africa.
That's awesome.
It would be nice to host you.
We would love to have you here.
Yeah, indeed. You see a lot of countries are covered right now. So that's our current student population who is now studying at the DIE. Okay, best of the best. It's strange for me to say that.
It's also really hard for me because I just as a personality, like I don't.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable taking compliments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We've won the Rookie Awards several times for Best Game Design and Development School. Last year we only got the 2nd place, but still we are very proud of it.
First place is in Canada, so technically if we say within Europe or excluding North America,
we are first indeed.
Technically.
Yeah. And then we won some other categories as well, but the rookies, that's something we are very, very proud of, especially because it's student work that is entered. So we're really excited about that.
Yep, definitely. And in the future, I mentioned portfolio reviews. During those evenings, which usually is in May, we also give feedback for students who want to submit their works for the rookies. So you never know, while studying here, you could enter one of your pieces to the rookies. It's not only for artists. No. Game developer as well. Profiles can also submit. You might be chosen as one of their highlights. You never know.
It can be like student group projects and also like separate student work. But yeah, now we dive already into details. Okay.
All right. So we'll head into an overview of the curriculum very quickly. I will explain what that looks like. So we mentioned before that it's a 3-year program. And so the first semester is really where you are introduced to the softwares that you'll be using, the core concepts according to the curriculum that you're following. And then you kind of expand on that in semester 2. So it's a bit more of a deep dive in semester 2. I've heard from students that that the first semester is very getting a feel of the basics, kind of like dipping your toes in a bunch of different things, a bit more theory based, and then you dive further into it in the second semester. The second year is really where you start to develop that expertise further in a very tangible way. Throughout the whole curriculum, I should say it's very project and assignment based. So it's very, you'll have exams and tests in some courses, but it's really assignment based.
Yeah. Throughout the semester, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And then in the second year, it's also becoming more important for your portfolio to be tweaked and eventually finalized. That evening in May, the portfolio review is really helpful for that. And then your third year comes along before you know it. And the first semester is divided between 2 of our courses. So the first is you'll see graduation work. So this is an independent research project, research paper, research article that you write on the topic of your choice that has to do with something that you study here at DIE. You'll have a coach, a supervisor to kind of guide you along and to offer feedback regarding your graduation work. You'll have to write a paper at the end of that. And during the same semester is your group projects. And this is where basically it all comes together. So for the 4 game-related majors, you will create a game in 12 weeks or so in a small team. And then for the animation and visual effects majors, you have film projects. And so you work together to create a short film. We have one of them highlighted in this video. I don't think we'll have the time to play it. However, we'll get to that later. I advise you to go online and look this video up because it's awesome. And then your last semester is your internship semester. And so that is where I will guide you to find an internship. It is the student's responsibility to find the internship, but we can help you in the process for sure. And then you'll have an 18-week internship semester at a company either in Belgium or abroad.
Yeah, and we have our fair at, of course, as well.
Yes. So in November.
At Unwrap.
Yes, at the Unwrap Festival, which is a conference that we have every year, hosted also by Flanders Game Hub, which is an incubator accelerator for indie game studios. It's located right across the street, so it's super convenient.
Super close. Yeah.
We host, and also together with the city of Kortrijk and a bunch of different organizations, a conference in which part of that conference is a career fair. It's an internship fair. So we invite 60 plus companies from Belgium and abroad to the space, which again is right across the street. And you can book appointments with them through an app called Meet to Match. And it's just super handy for finding an internship.
Yeah.
Indeed. So that's the overview of the curriculum. I see already that some students are sharing which majors, which is awesome. I didn't even have to say anything. We have 6 different majors. 4 of them are more game related. You'll see them in red. 2 of them are more film related, and you'll see those in black. So there's game development, which is, of course, more programming focused. C++ is the major language that you'll see there, as well as some others. Game graphics production is our biggest major, but actually, I think game development is the second biggest.
Yes, second.
And then the third, but it's really close at this point, is independent game production. So game graphics production, there's 2 minors within the GGP track. There is the style minor, which is more so gauged toward creating stylized characters. And then there's the technical track. So that's focusing on making environments. Maybe you're working, or most likely you're working in Houdini, for example. Then we have independent game production, and this is for students who indies are rising.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. And we see it, which is awesome. Independent game production is for students who kind of want to dip their toes into everything. A bit of art, 2D and 3D, a bit of programming, a bit of UI, UX, a bit of communication as well, and business development. Because the goal is at the end of the curriculum, you would be ready to start a studio.
Yeah,
Either by yourself or with other, I don't know, co-students. It's happened before, so it's definitely possible. And then we have game sound integration, which is actually our newest major. And this is all about sound design, in an integration of those audio effects. Maybe it's Foley, maybe it's voice acting within games. Then we have visual effects and animation. I think those speak for themselves. Those are our more film related majors. I know we talk a lot about games, and when we promote DIE, we talk a lot about games.
And sometimes we forget, like,
yes, and
the
that's
VFX
not fair.
and 3D animation part.
Because
so,
those two majors are incredible. So if anybody is planning to study VFX or animation, let us know. It is, they're both fantastic majors.
And especially in the 3D animation track, we have a lot of international
students. I was going to say the same.
The biggest amount of the biggest percentage of internationals we have.
And it's also interesting to note, I just looked at the numbers, it is mostly female, the
Indeed,
animation curriculum, which is super interesting. The most recent numbers, I don't know if anybody's interested, game graphics production is our biggest major.
And also
it's around 60-40, the gender divide. I know I'm putting it really simplistically there, but it's around 60-40 for game graphics production, male students being the 60%. So I don't know, just interesting tidbit of information. It's always better, I think, debatably, to show some of our student work.
Oh, indeed.
And then you'll kind of get an idea of what you could create while studying at DIE. So we'll take a second and play our trailer.
I've seen this movie like already, I don't know, for like more than 100 times, and it's really nice to see the student work. I'm so proud of them, actually.
Yeah, what's also nice is that all of the sound is also made by a student who actually, he studied the game sound integration degree, and then he came back to study independent game production, actually. That particular student who made the soundtrack behind
I didn't know that. So okay,
it's also made by a student. So very cool stuff. So it's always nice. I mean, you put in so much hard work into this curriculum, and during your studies, maybe you will feel like, oh my gosh, I'm putting so much effort in, and Yeah, and you're looking for that kind of like final, cool, really cool final result. And when you see like what can be made, it's really motivating.
Indeed.
And it's cool to see like what is at the end of the journey, I would say. So I hope that motivated you a little bit. So I already had explained, so game development, I'll just quickly, if the clicker works. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. So in game development, you will see graphics programming, engine programming, gameplay programming, and tool development. As I mentioned before, you'll see a lot of C++, the language C++. I won't dive too far into the majors just for the sake of time. I want to make sure that we have enough time for questions at the end as well. Yeah. For game graphics production, some things that you can see in there. And I also mentioned already that there's 2 minor tracks. The clicker is being, there we go. You will see 3D definitely from the very first semester, 3D environments, game assets. And again, you can either choose for the tech minor, which is more procedural art, or the style minor, which is, of course, more stylized. Also may be interesting to mention, because we get a lot of questions about math, which is very understandable.
Yeah.
The only course that does not have math is 3D animation.
Yeah. Otherwise, you need like a profound base of math knowledge.
Yep. Otherwise, all of the majors do have math integrated, but we have intro courses for that. Yeah. Which we will talk about later. Yeah. Game sound integration, you will see audio programming. So it technically is a major that falls under the umbrella of game development and sound integration as well. Independent game production, here you will see game art. You'll see, I just mentioned it, speak of the devil, applied math and physics, game design, and game production. Visual effects, you will see compositing, you'll see 3D, of course you'll see VFX, visual effects simulations, and math and programming. And last but not least, where did we go? There we go. Okay, I just have to keep going. Well, you have a sneak peek of, all right, you just had a super special sneak peek of one of our group projects that was made actually within the animation and VFX curriculum that was called Ray. It's an awesome short film. In this major, they worked on animation, pre-production, character design, and of course,
the rigging. Yeah. Okay, a video of a student from Ania from last year. She's from Latvia, and she studied here as an international student, and it is a really nice short film we want to show you.
My name is Ania, and I study in Howest, Digital Arts and Entertainment, and I specialize in game graphics production. There is no school in Latvia that provides such education. Belgium is a beautiful place, which also enticed me to come here to study. The cost of study for European students is €1,200, which is really low. Living is also quite manageable. Each month I spend around €600 for rent, living, food, and having fun as well. I was aware that the learning curve in the school is quite steep. All the teachers try their very best to help us out. I feel like the connection between the teachers and students is very strong. Making friends here was really easy. The moment I, as an international student, arrived, I was presented with a buddy and pal group where other students that have already studied get paired with incoming internationals and help them out to feel at home here. I really like Kortrijk because it is a very small city that also brings forth like a feeling of community. A lot of people know each other. It's really close to big cities. Ghent is just half an hour's train ride away. Next year is a big one for me. I will be going on an exchange program abroad to Wisconsin to study game art there. And after that, I will have a semester of internship. We have Unwrap Festival, where a lot of companies, mostly Belgian game and animation companies, come to our school to present themselves for internships. After my studies, I plan to find a job. I would definitely recommend coming here to study, especially if you're an international, and you will really feel like home in no time. I'm a really anxious person, so going out of my comfort zone can be really challenging. But coming here, I realized the people really can bring you out of your shell.
All right, moving on to study. Oh, first of all, I hope you liked that video. Is anybody from Latvia? I wonder.
No, I don't think
In the
I
chat,
saw
I didn't see
Latvia.
anybody from Latvia, but we have a lot of students from Latvia, from Lithuania. Ania is a fantastic student from Latvia, and that's who you saw in the video. Studying at DIE, so warm community with like-minded peers. As we said before, a big international focus and low tuition fees comparatively as well. If you look at similar programs within Europe and North America as well.
Yeah, that's our welcome guide. But yeah, you can take a photo of the QR code. It's with all information. It's also mentioned on our website as well. There's a lot of information included of housing, also community, transportation. So a lot of practical things you need to know before you start here.
Definitely. And the welcome guide is really comprehensive. So if you do have questions, take a look at the welcome guide, and chances are the answer would be in there. Of course, we are here to help you all as well. So if you can't find the answer in the welcome guide, of course, you can ask us as well.
So, and then once you've graduated here at DIE, you become actually a veteran, and you are part of the DIE veterans. We have a group for that as well, and they come together like yearly for like during summer somewhere.
Yeah, we always do a veteran. So you see a picture from the one last year. We always do a veteran alumni barbecue. Last year we held it at the local Irish pub, and it's such a nice time to meet up with your fellow peers and friends and buddies who you studied with. And it's also nice because we invite the students who are about to graduate, who just finished their internship. So we have a really active veterans community also on LinkedIn. If there are job openings,
we share it indeed. And I think a lot of international alumni students come to the veteran party as well.
They do. We always try to plan it on a somewhat convenient, like a Friday, for example. So those who are coming from like the UK or the Netherlands, they can come to the barbecue as well.
And then alumni students who are working at big studios. The slide is a little bit outdated, actually. We have a newer one, but we
will put it eventually.
You can join the next session, and then it will have an updated slide.
It'll be so beautiful.
But yeah, a lot of our alumni students are working for big companies, AAA gaming studios. Now we have to be honest; it's now a more difficult time to get a job in like a big gaming studio. It's
important to mention. And again,
total honesty,
because that is what you deserve. That is, I think, the best way to go about it is total transparency. The degree program is difficult. It's a lot of work. My point came back to my brain. I'm sorry. It's
already
outside.
the end of the day.
The
and
sun took
we are
my
a little
brain
bit
away.
tired.
The industry, and I'm sure that you've seen also in the news, and if you have some peers or friends in the industry as well, it's been a really difficult year, 2 years or so with layoffs, especially in bigger AAA and AA studios, but it's also affected indie studios as well. It comes in waves. So hopefully by the time you graduate in 3 years or so, it will be on an upturn.
Indeed.
We don't know what the future holds, but it is important to mention that it's been a quite difficult
But what
time.
we know, if you have like the right skills and the right mindset, you will find a job.
Yeah, you might just really have to
It will be
keep pushing, but hey, that is okay, and we are here to help you.
Yeah,
for sure.
and we don't know what.
Yeah, we don't know what the future holds, honestly.
No, indeed. Yeah, and Arcane, that's maybe a good one to mention. Is our alumni student was here like 1 month ago.
Yes,
What was her name again? I think
Pauline
Pauline
de Houwer.
and
yes,
she was
yes.
character design.
Yeah, so Pauline, one of our alumni, actually worked on Arcane. I think she was the lead character. I'll have to look into it, but
director.
yeah, she was a character artist. So we have an alumni who's worked on Arcane, also Baldur's Gate 3, which is not in this slide, but definitely one to highlight as well.
Yeah,
we have several alumni that have worked on Baldur's Gate. And alumni who have worked on Larian games before Baldur's Gate 3 as well. We have one of our colleagues who worked on Avatar, Way of the Water as well. Every time, Pauline was great. Pauline was also part of our student leader group as well. What else? I'm trying to think. I mean, there's just so many different...
Yeah, I think you covered like the biggest names.
Yeah, the most recent ones.
Otherwise,
I mean, you see Fortnite, Far Cry, Forza Horizon, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, super cool. Super cool stuff.
Our community.
Yes, our community. So the community here is really important. You see a lovely photo of actually our study night team. So I'll mention what the study night is. Every Thursday evening, we open up the campus to our students, and it's basically the evening is organized by the study night team, who you'll see in the photo. And it's a group of around 10 students or so from a mix of different majors, some local, some international students, who organize every Thursday an opportunity for you to study with each other. The bar is open. You can get like a cozy little drink and work on your assignments together. We have feedback rooms. We have themed study nights as well around the holidays. Halloween, we always have something nice for Halloween. And sometimes we invite speakers. For example, we had an Arcane themed study night where Pauline came to talk about her work on Arcane. We had a Baldur's Gate study night last year where people from Larian came to talk about their work on Baldur's Gate. So that's just one kind of facet of our community. The colleagues that you'll see really often who are on our community team, who basically make sure that this is a fun, safe space to be studying at and spending so much time at. So we have Isabel. Isabel is our community coordinator, and she's kind of the queen of all community things.
Yeah. She's already here for a long time.
Yeah,
she grew with the program.
Exactly. And then we have Wout as well. Wout is our community engagement and technology officer. He is responsible as well for the study night team and the study nights that happen on the Thursdays. And Sophie, who is our community creative admin. So you'll see the three of them definitely a lot on our campus. And again, it's their job to make sure that there are events organized for you. There are activities organized. There are clubs that you can...
If you're struggling with something, I don't know, can be anything, they are there to help you.
Yep.
We as well, of course, but especially the community team is very reachable.
Definitely. If you need a listening ear, as you say, if you need some advice, if you have some hobbies maybe and you want to start a new club or organization, you can definitely do that with us as well. So it's all about mental well-being as well, making sure that you do get up and get out and spend time with each other. And that is what our community team is all about. Clicker sometimes. This clicker sometimes is, maybe. Well, that's okay because now you can just look at this beautiful photo. Ah, there we go. It's working. Awesome. So I just kind of gave an overview of some of our most popular community events. So we have our study night, of course, every Thursday. We also, I mentioned here that we have Halloween events. We have pumpkin carving, for example. We also offer workshops. Sometimes our teachers give workshops for students either on a study night, on a Thursday or Friday afternoon for students who also are looking for extra feedback as well. Awesome. Just a quick overview of some of our clubs at DIE. We have our music club. We have theater club, League of Legends, a board game club, Magic the Gathering, D&D, which I know is a hugely popular one. I love D&D as well. Drawing club. We have a drawing club called Level Up that takes place every Friday afternoon. Book club as well. And one of you even knew already, we have a Discord server, which you will be invited to. Yeah, we have a Discord server that you'll be invited to once you start in the beginning of the academic year, where basically it's the hub for everything going on community-wise. You can also ask for feedback there. Of course, asking for feedback from your teachers is super important, but you can support each other in that Discord server as well. Just a quick note. And I know that I've mentioned it before.
It's important.
And there's a reason that we mention it so much. So I don't want to scare anyone, but it's intentional that we include this in the program. Mental health is something that we really focus on, and it's important. I think not to undermine, just already plan and prioritize accordingly for moving to a new country. It takes a lot of things with it in addition to a heavy curriculum course load. There is the logistics of moving to a new country, the administration,
leaving your family and friends behind. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Indeed. Financial, sometimes a lot of stuff. Doctor's appointments. We always really advise students to follow up with any medical conditions that they might have followed up in their home countries. In Belgium as well, we can help you with that. We have also to say that it's just important to keep these things in mind. We are here to support you, but it's already good to know that it is a heavy curriculum, and we really just ask you to think about all of these different elements in advance as well. We do offer, of course, a lot of services here. We have study coaching, Stuvo, who can help you to find housing, financial for students who need they help you with that as well. We have our study track counselor at DIE as well, and of course our community team, and of course Ali as ethics coordinator. You have a lot of different caps.
I wear
Ali.
a few different hats, so you can talk to me about a lot of things actually.
Okay, admissions. It's the final part of the the presentation we have prepared. So tuition. So as an EEA student, the tuition fee is €1,116. I don't know why the amount here is different. Maybe because the cost already of the software is already included.
Perhaps it could be that the software.
Sophie, she did already that. So that's per academic year, and for a non-EEA student, it's up to €7,000. So the requirements, I already said it in the beginning of the presentation. We are a public school. That means we don't have any entrance exam. The only two things we need are like a translated diploma in English or in Dutch, but most of the students choose to translate it in English. And then, of course, your transcript of records, so the proof that you graduated at your high school. That's always a question that is being asked, is I will graduate in June, but I will already want to apply. That's possible, but then we need like a statement letter of your high school that you will graduate in June or July. And then the second thing we need is like the English proficiency certificate. It's a B2 level or of course higher. For the non-EEA students, in order to obtain like a visa here in Belgium, we need a blocked account. And what does that mean? A blocked account is like a proof of financial means that you are like, I don't know how to say it. Like,
yeah, basically it just shows that you would be able to support yourself financially supporting yourself during your study time at Howest.
Yeah, indeed. So that amount you will get back on a monthly base. So with that amount that you get back, you can cover all costs like student housing or like doing groceries and having also a little bit of fun of doing activities in the weekend, I hope. And then some important deadlines you have to keep in mind. So for EEA students, it's the first of non-EEA students, it's the 1st of June. And if you live in Europe, you have 1 month extra time. So then the deadline is the 1st of July. Cost of living. So you have to keep in mind cost of living here in Belgium is in between like 900 up to €1,350 per month. So that includes the housing. For housing, it depends if you want to have like a private room in a shared student house with shared facilities. Like sometimes the bathroom is shared or the kitchen is shared. Of course, the prices are more competitive then. But if you want to have like a studio, then the prices are a little bit more. Then you have to take into account that it's €650 up to €750 per month. We do have our own dorms available in Kortrijk, and actually it will be just across the street of our department here in the level.
Yeah, eventually.
So actually you can roll out of bed and it's crazy.
That will be so nice. Yeah. We have basically a new building that's being built right next to the level it's also planned to include student housing.
Yes.
So when we have more information about that.
No, they are already like renting.
Really?
Yeah. So the idea is that students from September will have the new dorms already available. I know. I had the same reaction. You should see Ali, her face.
Yeah, wait, my face was like this. Okay, that's awesome.
But yeah, it looks like it's a pretty short time that is left to finish it. I know.
Yeah, I guess it'll come along.
Yeah, I think we have to trust construction workers.
Yeah, very cool.
So they will be very brand new, actually. Then.
Yep, definitely. The only thing I would say about accommodations, if you do know that you are already most likely studying with us at DIE, which would be awesome, I would advise you to start looking quite early because the student accommodations go quite quickly, and the ones that are rented by Howest go really quickly.
Yeah, it comes with the first come, first serve principle. So once you know that you can study here, make sure that if you want the dorm of Howest, apply as soon as possible as well. But we have a lot of options on the private market. It's not, I don't know, like the Netherlands are facing a big housing issue for students as well, like for like the actually for everyone over there. But I don't think we have like a major issue.
It's not
but
that
if you want to
severe,
have like a good dorm or a good studio, just make sure.
It's good to start early.
Indeed.
And you could even start looking now. We usually recommend like March, April to start looking.
Now.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
You can also, we mentioned the welcome guide before in this stream. Take a look at the welcome guide because there is information in there about housing, some websites that we recommend, both student dorm wise and also on the private market. Just keep in mind, think about what you want. Think about if you are okay with a shared bathroom, a shared kitchen. Personally, I really recommend a shared kitchen.
Yeah,
it's a really nice way to meet people.
Yeah, to meet people.
And also share culture and connect with each other, make different foods with each other. That's a really nice way to meet people, kind of inadvertently. Also think if you rent on the private market as well, make sure just to calculate the internet costs, the heating and the gas and electricity and water.
Sometimes, it's not included. Sometimes it's included. So make sure that you read that you ask that to the owner.
Exactly. For most student dorms, and that would be in the contract, it's included. However, on the private market, that is mostly not included. So just take a good look there as well for the pricing.
And then the application, how you can enroll. There are instructions on our Howest website, so not at the Digital Arts and Entertainment, but at the Howest website. You can easily apply. Just keep in mind that if you apply, we have a non-refundable fee. So if you, for some reason, decide that you will not enroll at Howest, that's okay, but then you don't get the €50 back. If you have any specific questions about admissions, you can always send an email to our admission colleagues, and then Silke will answer your questions. Okay, Ali.
And I think
you made it.
We made it.
Yeah.
So this is
right in time. What a timing.
Let's go, Yoli.
Wow.
So way to go, us.
Wow.
We kept somewhat to the timing. Somewhat. We would love to ask if anybody has any questions. We can take the next few minutes or so for questions from all of you out there, and we will be happy to answer them. So I see Katrine, how do I find a part-time job if I don't speak Dutch? There are actually a lot of opportunities around Kortrijk for it wouldn't be necessarily, I think doing a part-time job would be quite difficult to combine with your studies.
Part-time is pretty crazy, I think, because we mentioned you have 25 hours of course hours, and then you have to multiple it by 2. That's 50 hours already. So if you want to combine that with a part-time job, we have to be on it.
So
that's
there's a
crazy.
part-time job versus student job.
Yeah.
So a student job, and I know that in America we actually call a student job a part-time job, so it's just a bit different here. It's doable for a student job, for example, working in the kitchen at a restaurant, for example, like the local Irish pub, maybe doing some cleaning, waiting tables as well. I mean, there are some restaurants who, for example, I know I keep mentioning the Irish pub, but there are some restaurants in which it is possible not to be speaking Dutch. Yeah. And also you could be doing like prep work. Yeah. You could be doing like sous chefing, which doesn't necessarily involve you speaking directly with customers. We've had students work at the like stocking at the grocery store, for example.
Indeed. More like
Deliveroo, which is like delivering fast food as well, or groceries. That's definitely possible for sure.
But yeah, like if you have to combine it with a part-time job, and maybe I want to, and it's pretty
doing
crazy.
I would say a part-time job. I mean, that's only it would only be possible if you had an individualized study trajectory. Otherwise, doing a couple hours as a student on the side, we definitely have some students who do that. It just takes planning for sure. I saw a question, when do classes start? Amazing. Already answered.
But it's already answered, so we can skip that one.
A question about, is the school LGBTQ plus friendly?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I actually, as the ethics coordinator, I kind of manage our LGBTQ plus student group. There is a full Discord server and a community of 200 plus students who are part of the community, who organize events with each other. I actually went with one of our student leaders to an inspiration day a few weeks ago to connect with other local organizations, to plan some activities and trainings as well. So it's definitely very active and safe here, totally. Let's see.
So maybe if you have a question, how do you decide on who to enroll if there are a lot of candidates? So we are a public university, so we can't like, everyone is actually welcome if you have like the English proficiency test and your higher education diploma.
Yep.
So if you have those two things, you can actually enroll at Howest.
Yep.
Like I think Silke mentioned it in the chat. We have to be honest as well. We have a lot of dropouts in the first year. Mm-hmm. So everyone is welcome here, but sometimes students...
Somebody asked that, actually. I saw that question in the beginning, because we can't legally reject anyone in terms of the application. Somebody asked earlier, is then the percentage of students that graduate lower?
Yeah. The dropout is in the first year is very high. More than 50%, I think, are the recent numbers, I think.
I'm not sure what the percentage is actually.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be
up to 50, depending on the major. If I remember.
No, it could be. It could be. Yeah. So the answer to your question is yes, technically. Then, as it kind of does filter a bit over time.
Yeah.
Yes. Also. Yeah, totally. It's definitely possible if you haven't legally changed your name. We can, I'll work with you to make sure that your email address and such is correct according to your preferred name. So definitely fine.
Laptops, that's maybe because that's different from other programs in other school. So students need to bring their own laptop, bringing their own drawing laptop as well, and then a 13.
Yeah, so the laptop, you can look on the academic software website. If you do a quick Google search, academic software Howest, and you can click on the degree program, Digital Arts and Entertainment, and you'll see the specifications that we recommend. You don't need to buy the laptop through the academic software website. However, just check to see the specifications. If you do see a laptop that you like, make sure that it has similar specifications.
And especially if you want to buy a new one, make sure that you can cross that it has the requirements that we ask.
Yep, definitely. And then so there's the laptop, and then there's also the drawing tablet, which most majors ask that you do have. Depending on, and we also in the welcome guide, I believe, give the recommendations for the welcome, the specifications for the drawing tablet. That's what I meant to say. I saw a question as well. Do I need to cover my tattoos It's a really good question because I've gotten this question from
Yeah,
students
is it?
before.
Oh, wow. For me, it's like a
Well,
really
culturally,
crazy. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
it depends.
Okay.
It depends on the
Depends on
country
the
of
culture.
origin. So
But in Belgium, we are very laid back.
there's
You
lots
can-
of tattooed students
Yeah.
here. So that is not something that you need to worry about. So no worries in terms of covering your tattoos.
No. Actually, you can be who you want to be.
Yep, definitely.
Dress up how you want to dress up. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
as long as it's appropriate for a school
Yeah.
/ professional setting, we welcome pretty much everyone.
Indeed.
I saw a question about exemptions. Definitely. For
If you-
questions
yeah.
about exemptions, it's actually our colleague Kevin,
Yeah.
who we will refer you to. So you can take a look at the welcome guide actually, and you can send us an email and we can put you in the right direction and connect you with Kevin, and then we can definitely work out those exemptions.
Yeah. And then is the age range? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends. So I teach all of the first year students, and there are some students who have just graduated secondary school.
So 18 years old, 19.
But there's a decent amount of students who have studied something before, and then instead of they do DIE as a bachelor on top of a bachelor, basically, as kind of like in function of a master's degree. So we have a student in their 40s. I think we have a student
we have
beyond,
a student, indeed.
Yeah, so it's a wide age range.
Yeah. But
I think
most
the
of
median would be somewhat with it like low to mid 20s.
Yeah, indeed.
It depends. But if you are in your 20s, maybe even in your 30s, there are other students who are a bit older in age. So, and we can connect you to them as well.
Lore is asking if there are almost no girls in game development. I think during the recent years that has changed
Yeah. I mean,
more and more, but indeed it's the major where it's mainly male dominated.
Yep.
I don't know the percentages as
yeah,
well.
I was a mentor for a game development first year group a couple years back, and I think it was and this is just like an idea of maybe what the experience would look like for you. I think the group was around 20 students in total, and of those 20, there were 2 female students in the group.
Sorry, I was not laughing about the female student, but it was laughing about Sherry, who already knows all the answers.
Yeah, this is incredible. Thank you.
And Alex says you can get a loan, and you can get paid for it. I was sorry. It's so I was not laughing because of the
I need new glasses.
I need
I'm
glasses
like
as well. I'm
I
like,
but yes, so that's kind of realistically. But I do organize actually evenings for female, and I haven't done it in some time, and it's on my list to organize another one. Yeah, to organize just an evening for female students, no matter what degree you are in, female, non-binary, trans student. Really, if you come with a good attitude, really anybody.
And also maybe good to mention is sometimes you have courses with different majors because some courses are like they cross majors. So that means that as a GD, game development student, you can have classes together with...
It's actually very common, especially in the first year.
Yeah,
so I know you'll have classes with, I think, 2 different majors at a time, especially in those big, you have theory classes and then you have lab classes. So the lab classes are more... practical, they're more hands-on, they're a bit smaller. The theory classes are quite large, depending on the subject, of course. But for the theory classes, you can definitely expect to be paired with other majors.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Most of the questions are answered by Sherry or Silke, our colleague.
I saw a question that we didn't answer about the GGP teachers or just the teachers in general.
Yeah, that's a good one because
and about the teachers in my experience are very
reachable,
approachable, very egalitarian, willing to give feedback. I think it's important to mention that as we do have more and more students typically every year, that sometimes it is important to ask for feedback. You might not get feedback just handed to you, but
don't be afraid
don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, especially in those lab classes, to ask your questions. That is what we are here to do. If we didn't enjoy that, then there would be something wrong, I think, in that scenario. Please don't be afraid to ask your teachers for anything. As I said, it's a quite egalitarian group of people. I mean, we're just humans. We're all humans, and we're here to give feedback and help, and then we can grow together. So in essence, super approachable and willing to give feedback.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we can end with a short movie.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's an awesome idea. So
we have
if any questions, let us know via email. You can check out the welcome
guide. I will see if we didn't answer any questions. I will answer them by email, but I think most of them are covered already. Or you can always send us an email as well. Okay.
Yeah, this chat is cracking me up.
Someone met me in Sofia.
Cool.
Oh, so
That's
great.
Awesome.
So really nice.
That's so nice. Yeah. Oh, no, don't end. Oh, I know.
But we'll end with a bang. We'll end with a bang because it's a really nice short movie of our student group last semester.
Yes.
And it's also nice maybe to show like the making of.
Yeah, let's
that
show
they
both.
Understand.
If you need to leave, it's no worry at all. But we want to. I do also see somebody like drop instas. If you all want to get connected with each other, this is an unlisted video, so it's not live. It's not public. For the general public, it's only those who received the link. So if you do want to share socials with each other, that's fine in the chat as well.
Yeah.
It's only for this group. And it's nice. It's really, really nice to see that you're all connecting with each other already. Like this, my heart could burst.
Ali was almost crying. It's like when we showed you the movie, she was like, "It's so amazing to see."
It really is. That's why we do this. Seriously, that's like this is why we do this.
Yeah, because we know a lot of internationals don't visit our campus on beforehand. So that's why Ali and me wanted to host the online open days. I think it's the first year we do that.
It's the first year that we do this. Yeah, we used to do Q&As for international students.
Yeah, but it's after they were enrolled.
Yeah, it was different. It was different. Yeah.
We are sliding.
Yeah. Okay, so we thank you so much for joining this online open day.
And we'll end
end with a fantastic short film that was made by our animation and visual effects students in their last year in the course called Group Projects. This was made in film projects. I really hope you enjoy. I definitely will. And there's many more cool works where this one came from. I am Ali, and this is Yolene, and it was so nice to virtually meet you all.
Yeah, and it was really nice to see so much reactions in the chat. It makes me
totally. So I know like how I'm international as well. It's not easy to start over in a different country, start a new chapter. I know that it comes with anxiety and with unknown, and so that's why we're really happy to host these sessions, because then it can clarify some things and just kind of put you more at ease. Okay, I will play the video.
Play the video.
Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned if you want to watch the video.
Oh, maybe good to mention is that all the short movies are on our website, the film group projects. So you will see now one of the film projects, and it's called Ray. Okay, there we go.